I have just realized how much the lack of beard makes me look like a freaking child. Well, hello there, welcome to the video. In this video, we're going to be reacting to the 2 new trailers, so I'm a bit behind. Uploads have been scarce over here, like I've said previously. Anyway, you don't care about it. Let's get into this trailer, shall we? So, we got some new information on Sun and Moon, or Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. In fact, with Pokemon, go figure! With Rainbow Rocket, if you're not already up to date, of course you are. Why would you be here? Why would you be interested in Pokemon and be here in a Pokemon channel and not have seen this trailer? I don't think I need to set it up anymore. Let's just get into it. Pika. Me, Rainbow Rocket in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Look at this. Freaking, I love it. It's such fan service, but I'm down for it. Team Rocket takes a save. Giovanni strikes back. He's got the freaking Mewtwo, of course. Of course, everyone was talking about it. If you insist on dropping our plans, we force take action. And then, of course, we get the freaking 20 years of villainies. We'll come back to this. The battle agency, you know, I feel like they led strong, and then it's like, okay. So we get another battle mason, a battle tower, battle tree. It's one of them. Great. I know a part of this trailer is also getting blocked worldwide, so I might just skip ahead of that as future reference. Search all for totem stickers! Get totem-sized Pokemon by collecting lots of stickers. Now I'm wondering, is this actually going to give you the same stat boost that totem Pokemon get, or is it just purely cosmetic? Are they just bigger? Are they just bigger Pokemon? I don't know if it's going to be worth. Island Scan's got new Pokemon. This is where to stop because, this gets blocked worldwide apparently. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click through here. You can see, you got the legends, you got all the games, all bar the mythical Pokemon, I believe. I don't think the mythical Pokemon have been announced yet. And, we got the Megas coming up. I think we need to keep skipping through this. I think we need to keep going through, yeah, it's just all legends. It's basically all legends. Like, it looks cool, but it takes up a lot of the trailer. There we go. 17th. Holy crap, that is really soon. That's like 3 days away for me. Oh my goodness. I just had this realization. So this is the part I'm excited for the most. Probably because of that thing. I think everyone's on the same team. Rainbow Rocket Giovanni with the Mewtwo. I'm a little bit of a nostalgia fanboy. So Gen 1 games, any kind of reference to Gen 1 games, like it tingles my little Gen 1 heart. Well, I'm not Gen 1, I like the other gens. It's just, whenever, you know, a Gen 1 game, like, makes a reference, it's so freaking awesome. And I freaking love Mewtwo. Oh, I just hope that, I know a lot of people said this, but it would be great, like, if they gave him the robot armor that he had in the anime, or in the movie even. And literally the first comment, that's what it says. So Giovanni got his Mewtwo back. I wish they gave Mewtwo his robot armor. I think potentially we could see a Mega Mewtwo here. Like, I don't see any kind of, like, Mega Bracelet on Giovanni or anything, but I don't know. I think they might whip out a Mega Mewtwo. Like, don't not see why. I just think, like, instead of having the robot armor, like, they're gonna whip out that transformation instead. Don't ask me why I think that, and don't quote me on it. It's just a thought I had. I wonder if the Rainbow Rocket is like a reference to like the movie, the Pokemon I Choose You movie, because there's a lot of reference like the Rainbow Warrior, and they reference the Rainbow Badge, and the Rainbow Wing. There was a lot of reference to that. I wonder if this is like a throwback to that. My train of thought has been like, if Giovanni has Mewtwo, do all of the other villains have their legend as well? I was gonna say before, and I said we'll come back to it, I'm a believer of the, Villains 1 timeline theory, where in this Ultra Sun Ultra Moon is just a timeline where all the villains have won, and that is the plot of the game. It does seem very post-gamey, but I'm hoping like this game is just like the post-game of the entire series. It is interesting too that they're not using Maxie and Archie's Aura sprites. Like, these are they just look like remade Ruby and Sapphire, not like Omega Ruby and Sapphire. Like, they're not using the already 3D made sprites, but they're using new ones for some reason. This kind of does come back to the theory that the main series games and like the remakes are in different universes, so to speak. And you know, I think this kind of solidifies that, because why else wouldn't you use the already made 3D model that you have? Now this image, I freaking love this image. It's so freaking great. All the, like the bosses, well, I don't know, some of them aren't actually leaders, but I'll live with it. I still like it. Giovanni at the top, it's so good. And then of course, oh yeah, Guzma has been confirmed to be in the game, but not in the little rocket castle, not Rainbow Rocket. He's actually an ally in this game, so who knows what happened to him. I was gonna say in the time gap, but it's not a time gap, it's just an alternate timeline. Still having trouble getting my head around this. How could Maxie and Archie be on the same team? They literally had opposing goals. But again, I guess a lot of their goals would conflict now that I'm thinking about it. All of the boss's descriptions seem to reference their legendary Pokemon. I'm not gonna highlight them all, I thought I would, but it's gonna be hard for me to talk and do that. Maybe I will. What's called N, where, oh, maybe they don't all do it. Aha! Reshiram and Zekrom. There it is. Yeah, they all do seem to, like, reference it. So, I'm thinking they might just have their Pokemon. That's pretty crazy. Although it's kind of sucky because Maxie and Archie have to freaking share their legends. If Giovanni has Mewtwo, man, I would like that, man. Taking down the final boss and they all have their legends. That's what I want in a Pokemon game. That is a challenge, and that is just epic. Give me that. Give me that, Game Freak. And that makes sense why Dazmo wouldn't be in it, because you could still catch the legends of Alola in the game, presumably. Wow, that made sense. I made sense! Help! Although I'm wondering where Ho-Oh and Lugia would come in, because the villains were still Team Rocket. Oh, but Faber is up there, the Ether Foundation. I guess that makes sense. So not Lusamine, but Faber. I guess that makes sense, because Lusamine was kind of redeeming herself by the end. Lusamine? I don't know how to say it. So there still is 8 bosses for 8 generations, but it just doesn't really work out like that. Like, obviously Giovanni represents Gen 1, but then Archie and Maxie represent Gen 3. There's no one representing Gen 2. And of course Cyrus for Gen 3 gets this for Cyrus for Gen 4 gets this for Gen 5, Ascender for Gen 6, and Faber for Gen 7. Why did I say 8? There's 7 generations, and there's 7 of them. Why did I say 8? Let's not talk about it. Also, their ages just do not match up. If we're going by, like, the standard timeline, like, unless they jump through, like, an ultra wormhole and they stopped aging, their timelines, their ages just do not match up. Like, Gen 1 and Gen 3 probably happened at the same time, but Gen 1 happened, like, a few years after, or before Gen 2, and then, obviously, Gen 1 took place, like, 20 years after, or before Gen 7, so none of this makes sense to me. Giovanni should be a lot older, or, you know, dead. As I was saying, it's super effective against Tyranitar, so it's almost definitely a fairy type move, because Mimikyu is obviously a ghost fairy. Okay, so this was cute and funny, and kind of cool, and I don't know if it's worth, like, getting rid of, like, the Z splash, which is, like, what people seem to do. They get the disguise up, they do the Z splash, get that attack boost, and then just go nuts with Mimikyu. But oh well, it's a fun thing. So yeah, this is cute and funny, but I don't know if it's, like, it's, well, it's obviously not contributing to, like, any spoilers, you know, well, not spoilers, but, you know, any, like, hints at what's to come in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon storyline-wise, which is a little bit disappointing, because this is, I'm pretty sure this is the last trailer, because the game comes out so soon, but oh well, we got the big reveal last time anyway. So, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon are coming pretty soon. I'm getting hyped. Unfortunately, my local game distributor that usually do midnight launches aren't doing a midnight launch because apparently they didn't meet their quota of pre-orders, so they decided not to do one. So I have to drive like freaking 40 minutes into town to pick up my game on time. I have to get there early and wait around to get my game, come back, and I'm gonna start uploading episodes as soon as I start doing it. Episodes of the Pokemon Ultra Sun 1 Deluxe is what I've decided I'm doing. I have the art and everything ready to go. If that sounds like a thing you're keen for, make sure you stick around the channel if you're new here, or just keep an eye out just before Sun and Moon comes out where you are, because I'll have it a bit earlier, because time zone privilege. Then I still have to get home and, you know, set up and, But I'm hyped, I'm looking forward to it. This definitely does seem to be, the climactic ending of the Pokemon games. Like, I think this will be the end on the 3DS. Well, we know it's been confirmed it's the end on the 3DS. But then, I think they're just gonna do like a fresh reboot of the Pokemon franchise in total over on the Switch. It's a big claim, but I think that's what we're seeing here. Like, all of the dudes, all of the evil guys are coming out in-game. I don't think this is post-game. They're coming out in-game, a part of the story, and we have to beat them all. That seems pretty, like, climactic ending to me. If they're gonna end the Pokemon series the only way That's how it's gonna be done. Remember when we got the first announcement for Sun and Moon? Maybe not the first announcement, but the first, like, sneak peek trailer? And it said, it all comes together in Pokemon Sun and Moon. I genuinely believe this was all supposed to be a part of the original Sun and Moon. But then they just didn't get it ready on time, or whatever, and they said, hey, let's just do this as a second installment of the game. Because imagine if all this had been in Sun and Moon. It all comes together, would have made a lot of sense. The throwbacks to the Gen 1 Pokemon in Alola forms. They're all coming together. Literally all the villain teams coming together. The throwbacks to Kanto and how Lily's going to Kanto. I do think that may be how they reboot the series. Perhaps on the Switch with Lily as a playable character. But yeah, I'm hyped. I'm ready. Let's do this. Wow, this is really scary. Like, this is the last mainstream Pokemon game on the 3DS. And I think it's gonna be the last, like, I don't even know. Like, people say the Switch is a handheld. It's gonna say the last handheld game, but a lot of people say the Switch is a handheld. I don't use my Switch as a freaking handheld. Very rarely do I use my Switch as a handheld. Like, maybe if I'm, like, trying to farm something, like an Odyssey, I'll use it every now and then, or something on Zelda, or, like, if I'm sick in bed and I want to play Zelda. So, yeah, November 17th, get hyped. Nintendo aren't paying me to say that. They should be, but, you know, whatever. Such is life. If you're hyped to see a playthrough, a Wonderlock, I'm usually one of the first people to do a Wonderlock, because I don't do standard Let's Plays. I don't like standard Let's Plays. They're kind of boring to me. So I just go ahead and Wonderlock right away. If you want to see that, make sure you leave a like down below in the comment. Let me know what you thought of it. Subscribe. Hit the bell button so you don't miss out on the playthrough when it comes out. And until the next episode, until the next video, bye!